Welcome inside the Kirby Sports Center here on the campus of Lafayette College. I'm Joey Draper, and alongside of me today is Tyler Carlbon. Tyler, we were here yesterday. Now we've got Penn State Lehigh Valley against Penn State Beaver. What excites you most about this matchup today?
What excites me most, it's like kind of looking in a mirror is the best way to put it. It's because both teams play the exact same way, and they're very identical in the terms of defense. They both have the same defensive philosophy, pressing the whole game. So I think it's going to be very exciting to see that.
You mentioned how similar these two are. When you talk to the coaches, what did they say about playing against each other and how they're so alike?
It kind of sounded like I was, once again, talking in mirror because they both gave me kind of the same answer. It was press, press, and press. It was also that, and also try and keep momentum on your side. Momentum, I think, in this game is going to be the big factor. Whoever can get momentum on their side, get the tempo, I think they're going to come out on top in this game.
One thing I noticed when we talked to the Penn State Beaver coach, he mentioned how important it is for his freshmen to be involved today. And for Coach Khalil's side on Lehigh Valley, they're more of an experienced group. So which group do you think is going to be more effective today?
Well, when we spoke with the coach of Penn State Beaver, he said that his team, this is his first real test for his freshmen, and he says that they're quote-unquote rebuilding, but even though they're having a great year. But for Coach Lori, I think her squad's going to be good because they've been in these situations. They're an older group. They know what to do, and I think it's going to show today.
Defensively, we just saw Lehigh Valley put up 94 yesterday. Penn State Beaver can score as many points as they want as well. What's the key to victory on both defenses?
So basically, it's who can press better. It comes down to that. Both teams are going to press. We're going to see it right from the get-go. And I think whoever presses better is going to come out on top because I think for Penn State Beaver, it's going to be tough for them, younger, not ever facing it before, except for doing it themselves. So I think that's going to definitely show today.
Absolutely, and we will be back with the starting lineups momentarily. But for now, I'm Joey Draper, and that's Tyler Carlbon. We'll have tip-off right after this.
Concussions are serious. 3 million sport, recreation, and auto accident-related concussions happen each year. 20% of high school athletes who play contact sports will suffer a concussion during the season. St. Luke's is the region's leader in assessing, managing, and treating concussions in athletes and non-athletes of all ages. Our multi-specialty teams of experts collaborate to care for you using the latest treatment options. Don't play head games, take concussion seriously. Call St. Luke's to schedule an appointment with one of our concussion experts.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
All right, and we are back here just about a minute away from tip-off between Penn State Lehigh Valley and Penn State Brandywine. I'm excited for this one, Tyler. I don't know about you, but this looks like it's going to be up and down the court and everything you could ask for in a basketball game.
I think this is going to be a good preview of what playoff matchups are going to look like, and I think these two teams are both going to go a very long way, and so I think this game's just going to be like a big factor and to see how that looks in the future.
Absolutely. Beaver, the defending champions, the last two times that the PSU has held a tournament, so they've got that experience in the playoffs. And for Coach Khalil's side, they've won it before, but this group hasn't won it. So it's going to be interesting to see how the maturity of both of these teams and the newly introduced freshmen on Beaver as well play into this one. But for now, we'll turn it over to the PA announcer inside of the Kirby Sports Center to take us to the national anthem.
And your Penn State University Lehigh Valley District audience. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, and now we are going to introduce the starting lineups first for the visitors on the scoreboard. Penn State Beaver. We've got Allison Boykin, Daniela Guzman, Anissa Mata, Kiera Baker, and Kira Segawiz. Tyler, what impresses you about this lineup?
What impresses me is we've mentioned it before. It's just the youth. They're so young, and they're off to such a great start to the year, and I think that really sticks out as long-term over the next couple years of what this team can do.
Absolutely, and for the hosts today, Penn State Lehigh Valley, not much is changing in Coach Khalil starting 5, but 5 substitutes off the bench will be happening very quickly if we see that 5-for-5 line change again. And for Coach Khalil's side, they're going to go with the veterans starting 5 that they're used to putting out there. Ja Oliver will run the point with Chanel Lee and Samantha Columna and Gianna Toretta, Sage Christopher. Same 5 we saw yesterday. They all were impressive yesterday. What do they need to do today in order to get the win?
I think Janelle and Chanel both need to step up. I mean, Ja's coming off of a 20-point game yesterday and Chanel having 18, and I think they have to do the exact same thing in order to come out on top. And they also have to work together as a team to break that press.
Absolutely. And when we talked to Coach Khalil pregame, I asked her, I said, how does she feel right now? Because as a coach, going up against someone that you are used to going up against, she's had great respect and great encounters with her opposite coach of Penn State Beaver, and she said she's excited, she's ready to go, and she always has that energy, and she passes that energy along to her team.
Yeah, you talk about the energy, and I see it every time. Just having a simple conversation with her, you can feel the good energy that she brings, and she's definitely a great coach for this team. And I think it's what every basketball team needs, is a coach with some great energy.
Absolutely. She can make any person want to run through a brick wall, in my opinion. That is how good Coach Lori Khalil is at motivating not just players, but anyone.
Without a helmet, too.
Exactly. Now we are just about seconds away from tipping off in what's going to be the most exciting matchup of the season for both teams to date. Penn State Lehigh Valley coming in with 9 wins through 11 played. Penn State Beaver up there as well.
Yeah, coming into this game, Penn State in the conference is averaging 100 points a game. And if you look over at Penn State Beaver, they're averaging 71. So definitely going to have to be something for Penn State Beaver to look at, is just be able to step up on the scoring side of the ball.
Absolutely. To jump it for Penn State Beaver is going to be number 22, Kiera Baker. She's a sophomore out of Houston, Texas. And her opposite number for Penn State Lehigh Valley, Chanel Lee. Also a sophomore from Brunswick, Maryland. Referee is ready. All parties are ready. Let's get it underway. Take 2.
Didn't that happen the last time you and I announced the game together? I feel like the same exact thing.
I feel like it too. Chanel Lee wins the tip. Here comes Lehigh Valley with Toretta. And now Columna. Good screen from Lee, but she couldn't handle the return pass, and that's a quick turnover, but turn it right back over on a walk.
Yeah, it's definitely something that both squads are going to have to be on top of today. You can't have silly turnovers in a game like this, because the other team's going to make you pay for it.
Absolutely, and yesterday we saw a lot of turnovers in the game between Penn State Lehigh Valley and Penn State Fayette. And with no practice day in between, it's hard to clean things up, but that's just the maturity Coach Khalil hopes will pay off. Columna for the first 2 of the day for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
That was a great job by Columna, finding the open space on the floor and attacking the baseline and getting the good pass from Ja Oliver.
Now it's Penn State Beaver in transition for 2, and that is Allison Boykin.
This game's going to be like a tennis match today, with going back and forth, back and forth.
Ja Oliver back and forth, 4-2 Penn State Lehigh Valley. Now Anissa Mata. She looks for help. Gets some, and a foul, or yes.
I think we just saw it there by Penn State Beaver. As soon as you pick up your dribble and either one of these teams presses, you're basically caught, because that other team's going to swarm you, and it's going to basically lead to a turnover almost every time.
Defense is going to be key today. Which side can turn defense into offense quicker and have more success? The inbound to Segawiz, and she's able to finish as she hits the deck.
That's just a great finish there. Tough shot as she got bumped on the way up, but great finish there.
Here comes Ja Oliver. 1,000-point score for Penn State Lehigh Valley. Gives it to teammate Chanel Lee for 2.
And right there's that duo I was talking about, Ja Oliver and Chanel Lee at the beginning of the broadcast.
Both teams full court pressing to start. We know both coaches like to do that. And now here's a double team, but a foul against Columna.
you just don't want to get too aggressive. I mean, I know Penn State Lehigh Valley has a lot of depth on their bench, but you just don't want to get too aggressive at the beginning of the game like this.
Right, you don't want to give any side an opportunity in the bonus too early. Here's an open three, Mata. Off the mark, rebound. Chanel Lee tries to save it. It falls right back to Mata. And then she draws a foul going up, and that's already 3 team fouls against Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, Penn State Lehigh Valley, that's kind of just basketball 101. If the ball's going out underneath your own hoop, you do not want to try and save it because of stuff like that where it's just going to be easy. Give it back to the other team, make it easy too. But at least they're making her work for it.
And now Anissa Mata will get 2 shots at the line to try to tie this game right back up. I think this might be the first time we've only seen 1 sub for Penn State Lehigh Valley. Sage Christopher exits, and checking in for the first time for Lehigh Valley is Kaya Mobley.
Watching Penn State Lehigh Valley gives me a vibe of watching hockey because the whole line change and so many players coming out at once and new ones coming in.
First free throw bounces around but does fall for Anissa Mata. She's a freshman out of San Antonio, Texas. We highlighted in the pregame how important Beaver said that the freshmen were going to be today. She only goes 1 for 2. Here's Ja Oliver for Lehigh Valley, and she draws a foul against her opposite number, Kira Segowitz. Just only 90 seconds into this one already, and we've gone up and down the court about 100 times.
I know. I just looked at that. I was like, wow, the game's moving slow, but the actual game itself is quick.
Here is Gianna Toretta. And nearly stolen by Anissa Mata. And she almost comes into our faces. And it will be Lehigh Valley retaining the possession. Columna to inbound. Here's Toretta. Dancing with Mata, attracts the double team. Someone's got to be open. Here's Ja Oliver. She finds Kaya Mobley. Good effort to hold that in. Here's Columna, wide open 3. Down. Lehigh Valley by 4.
Great ball movement there by Penn State Lehigh Valley as they were trying to break the press there as we were quickly down the floor.
Here's Anissa Mata into the corner. This is an open 3 at this end, and that one's down. That is Daniela Guzman, another freshman out of Plainview, Texas. 3 Texas girls in this starting 5 for Penn State Beaver. And now they get a steal. That's Guzman doing all the work right now, looking for help and support. It's Mata. Guzman gets it back. Works its way around Sedgwiz. Now Anissa Mata. 3-pointer again, same spot, different result. Offensive rebound, it's being tapped around. Beaver will retain the possession. Battling on the inside there was Kira Baker, and we'll get a look at the replay.
Yeah, the 3-pointer just falls. That was a wide open shot for them.
Guzman knocking that one down. Here's on the inside, battling yet again. Beaver is there. There's a foul. And going to the line for 2 is going to be Kira Baker, and that's already 4 team fouls on Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, Baker just outsizes Penn State Lehigh Valley as Chanel Lee has been struggling trying to get those defensive boards over her.
So 2 shots coming for the sophomore. Short on the first.
Talking to Coach Lori Khalil of Penn State Lehigh Valley at the beginning of the game, she's talking about speed. And you can only see speed. Like, film doesn't justify how fast this team is. But when you see it in person, I just want to see what kind of adjustments she'll make at some point to try and slow down this Penn State Beaver team.
Absolutely. Well, the turnovers are coming quick and fast for Penn State Lehigh Valley. They are accumulating a little bit more than we're used to seeing out of them, and that's not what you want to do against this Beaver team.
Toretta had a great idea. Lee was there. It was just bad pass. It just wasn't accurate.
Now we're battling here. It's a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with Beaver. But with both teams full court pressing, we saw a lot of steals off the inbound yesterday, and I'm just wondering if we're going to see some more today just because both teams are pressing full court on the inbounds.
So far, though, in the first 3 minutes of this game, I am very impressed by Penn State Beaver right now and how the freshmen are doing.
They are definitely out to play. And there's a steal, however. Last off of Lehigh Valley. It'll stay with Beaver. But Lehigh Valley kind of pegging Beaver back, not allowing them to really get comfortable on this inbound and try to break this press. Guzman, she's got options ahead of her. choose to do it herself, and she stepped out.
Excellent effort there from Chanel Lee. She just tracked down the court like a safety in football. Like, just as soon as you turn your head, she's there. So great defense there by Chanel Lee in forcing that turnover.
So now Lehigh Valley will inbound it at half court with Kaya Mobley. Ja Oliver has her hands full today against Mata, but she does well to get by her there. Sets up Toretta, deep, not able to finish. Oliver has it stolen away. Anissa Mata out of bounds. To Beaver it goes.
Felt like transition, the possession there was in both hands in the matter of back and forth in the matter of like 2 seconds.
Now into the coffin corner. Saved, but only as far as the Beaver bench, and it will retain with Beaver. Trying to get it in. Does. Now Beaver's got it. Allison Boykin, 10-second violation. Lehigh Valley ball.
You can see how both sides even, but more so on the Penn State Beaver side, the frustration kicking in from trying to beat this press. And it's definitely, I've never seen two teams full court press right from the get-go, but I think it's a great strategy for both teams, but you just got to be able to beat it.
Absolutely. Here's Ja Oliver. She's got some space. Double dribble. So both teams a little sloppy with the ball. 10-second violations, a couple walks, and now a double dribble.
But pressing from the beginning, that's where your depth is going to have to kick in because your team's going to get tired quick.
Attempted baseball pass does pinball its way around. That's another walk. As Allison Boykin took too many steps. And not sure what the official stats are, but we might have some more turnovers than points in this game so far.
Oh, I think you're actually probably right.
Here's Ja Oliver. Playing right in her backyard, graduate of Easton Area High School. Has it deflected out of bounds. Lehigh Valley retains possession.
Yeah, speaking with Ja after the game yesterday, she was very excited for her team's win, and she's also very excited to be back in her own building next day.
Right off the inbound, Chanel Lee lays it up for two, so a little fall asleep there for Penn State Beaver, and Lehigh Valley makes them pay, but quickly Boykin to Mata. Beaver trying to get those 2 points right back. Here's a pass across the court to Guzman. Thrown back across the court to Mata. She drives baseline, throws it inside. Going up strongly, but can't finish there was Kira Baker. Tries again, scores this time. Guzman actually got the finish on that one. Credit her with her second bucket. Now 11-11, and here is number 11, Kaya Mobley. To Chanel Lee, foul line jumper off the front rim. Anissa Mata has the board. She's off to the races. Nice behind the back move. She attracts the double, throws a wild pass. Mobley couldn't get there, and now that's a foul. Team foul number 5.
Yeah, Mobley really impressed me yesterday, and aside from that foul, she's impressing me today with just her handles and her vision that she has. She's a very good traditional point guard, I guess you could say.
So Beaver already in the bonus. We are not even halfway through the first quarter yet. Daniela Guzman will shoot 2 at the line for the visitors. Checking into the game for Penn State Lehigh Valley, we've got Crozier. We've got, trying to see who else is in here. Nia Newman. As the first free throw was unsuccessful from Guzman, the second is good, 12-11 Beaver. So now Mobley to inbound, finds Oliver. Mobley draws a foul. Now about to check in for Penn State Lehigh Valley, Raina Young. Toretta will exit.
Now with Penn State Lehigh Valley getting into foul trouble and was Penn State Beaver quickly catching up with the fouls. Do you think one team might shift and abort from the full court press at some point? just to avoid foul trouble?
If any team did, it could be Penn State Lehigh Valley, just because when we were speaking to Beaver pregame, they said they pressed full court the entire game, and I couldn't see them backing out of something that they're so comfortable with doing. While Lehigh Valley knows how good their defense is in the half court, they don't necessarily need to always do full court.
Agreed.
But for now, it's Beaver working the inside. Off the mark that time. She'll try again and score. That is Kira Baker. And here is the full court press from Beaver. They aren't backing out of it yet. Here comes Nia Newman. She's got space, sets up Crozier. She throws it back in. And a foul going the other way as Raina Young got a little too aggressive at the loose ball, and we'll take a look at the replay of the last Beaver possession.
Yeah, that's just simply outsizing Penn State Lehigh Valley in the paint. But on the opposite end with Penn State Lehigh Valley, it's just they have the right ideas, but they just can't execute it, it feels like. Like they see the pass there, but when they try to dish it in or anything like that, it just is not accurate, and it just leads to a quick turnover.
And here's something that I know has to be picking the brain of Coach Lori Khalil. A foul in the backcourt that is now allowing free chances at the line at the other end to give away free points to Penn State Beaver. They aren't earning these points because Coach Khalil's team is fouling right now. So I know that really has to be frustrating her over there. Not used to seeing them put the opposition on the line so much. However, they're only going 1 for 2, so it's keeping it close as Anissa Mata was only able to get half of the free throws. And there's another turnover. Ja Oliver's pass just off the mark. And Penn State Lehigh Valley looks a little rattled right now.
Yeah, going off of what you just said, I do want to see when the game's all said and done how many points are coming from just the free throw line.
Here's Anissa Mata. She fakes the pass, now gives it. Walked first. So Lehigh Valley catches a break. Here comes the other Newman sister. This one is Naya. 4 and 12 are the Newman girls. And here is Nia Newman, and she's off to the races. Draws a double, nearly has her pocket picked, throws it back out to her sister. Naya to Nia. Walk. A ton of traveling violations in this first quarter, Tyler.
Yeah, it's a bunch of just turnovers, it feels like, in this first quarter. But one thing I do like that Coach Khalil did is put Aaliyah Crozier in, one of our taller players, to help cover Kiara Baker, because yesterday we didn't see a lot of Aaliyah Crozier, but now with this height differential, you're going to need her and step up big.
And for Aaliyah Crozier, a junior, also out of Easton Area High School. Or excuse me, she went to Wilson, so she went with you.
Yeah.
Just looking at the location here. Oop, there's a loose ball, but no one on the Lehigh Valley team could get to it. It only finds its way to Anissa Mata. Now into the corner. Another traveling violation. This time the guilty party's Caitlin O'Hara.
The travel police are in the building tonight.
These referees are not missing a beat. And for two of the top teams in the Penn State University Athletic Conference, it's been a very sloppy start. But here comes Nia Newman. There's they get bailed out with the kickball violation. Nearly another turnover, however. And Lehigh Valley will retain possession, 23 to shoot underneath the basket.
You just don't want to force too much. Feels like Penn State Lehigh Valley, like they have the right idea, but sometimes they're just trying to force it too much. As that was a good shot selection there by Chanel Lee.
Loose ball is found by Raina Young. She's in trouble, throws up a wild shot that didn't really have the angle, and it falls into the hands of Penn State Beaver. Here comes Allison Boykin. Now O'Hara. Guzman back to her point guard, and out works its way O'Hara inside. Kira Baker rolls it in.
Yeah, that's the one thing Penn State Lehigh Valley is going to have to discuss at the end of the half is how to contain Kiara Baker better.
Now Nia Newman's in trouble, but she'll work her way out of it. Crozier, Chanel Lee, walk. And Coach Khalil is looking at her bench, looking for options, looking for assistance from her assistant coaches on what to do to try to fix things early on here. Sage Christopher will enter and replace Crozier.
Yeah, this is the first time we have not seen the whole 5-player substitution from Penn State Lehigh Valley this year.
No kidding. Here is Boykin. She gives it up. O'Hara, nifty move to try to get that in there, and it almost fell, but Sage Christopher controls the rebound, and Lehigh Valley now needs to get something through, and that's a carry. And another Penn State Lehigh Valley turnover. Well, here comes a triple substitution. Toretta comes in, Oliver comes in, Columna comes in. The Newman girls exit along with Raina Young.
I feel like Penn State Lehigh Valley just needs to like sit back, take a deep breath, and just focus, like reset, focus, and then slowly get back into this.
Absolutely, and we've only played 7 minutes of this opening first quarter. But there's a foul, and to the free throw line we go for Penn State Beaver. And more free opportunities at 2 points.
If I was Coach Khalil here, I'd call a timeout.
Absolutely.
Just over-talk it with the team, because these free throws are kind of getting out of hand.
The turnovers, free throws, they're all coming into play right now. We'll see how much it affects them later on down the line. And nothing but net on the first one from Guzman. Get a look at the Penn State Beaver head coach there and his assistant. As I'm sure he's very well aware that this Lehigh Valley team can go on a run at any time, so this 7-point lead is in no mind safe. And a 1-of-2 trip for Guzman at the line. Toretta's doubled. Gets it to Columna. She turns and goes. Columna acrobatically draws a foul, and I believe she's going to get 2.
This is exactly what Penn State Lehigh Valley needs. Just even if she only makes one of them, you just need a reset and just get your team back on the board, because they haven't scored in the past couple minutes.
And Coach Khalil right now is leaving the free throw line empty for the moment as she talks to 3 of her girls over there, probably just passing on directions. Columna airballs the first free throw. You don't see that every day. And now she'll fill the lanes. Just goes to show you how a game can affect your mindset. Columna, a very good player overall, especially with free throws. She's nothing but net on the second, but that first one to airball it. It's kind of just how the game is going so far, but she does get 1 and closes the gap to 6. Full court presses on.
If I was the Penn State Beaver head coach, I'd be very impressed with my offense and how they're breaking the press.
Yeah, they're doing a great job as Guzman works it to Mata. Now O'Hara works its way inside, and there's Baker again. That was almost easy as 1, 2, 3. Went to 3 different girls and then an easy layup. Meanwhile, here's Gianna Toretta into Chanel Lee, too strong, tips its way to Sage Christopher. She's too strong. Missed opportunity down there for Lehigh Valley. Here comes Beaver. Boykin, does she do it herself? Nope, she backs out, asks for help. Here's Guzman. Sets up O'Hara for an easy 2.
Excellent pass there by Guzman into get right there for that 2-point shot.
Now Columna uses her left to get down the court. Ja Oliver has help. She'll do it herself, but misses. Beaver controls the board. And they're on their way down the court. Boykin inside. Baker goes at Christopher. Misses that time. 1:45 remaining in the first quarter. Gianna Toretta. Chanel Lee. Columna. That's her spot. Not that time.
I think one thing we're starting to see is these starters aren't used to playing this long. Normally they get a break at some point, but you can definitely see the conditioning not there for some of these starters for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
O'Hara foul line jumper swirls out. Lehigh Valley in control of it. Here they come, and a foul there against Anissa Mata. She got a little too eager to try to steal it away from Ja Oliver. That is something to mention. I wrote down in our pregame thoughts the conditioning. Beaver said that was going to be key, that they felt like they were more conditioned and they needed to be more conditioned if they're going to keep up with this Lehigh Valley team. It's working out to their success in the first quarter so far. Lehigh Valley so used to that 5-in, 5-out rotation a couple times a quarter, and they're not being able to do that here. And there's another turnover, allows Anissa Mata onto the ball for Beaver. She uses a screen. She'll drive and kick. Into the corner now. That's Matika Logan. She fires it across. Allison Boykin, no one near her. That 3 banks are open. And the lead is 13.
Just a rough first quarter here for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Being held to 12 points currently. Columna, Christopher, rolls off. Board last off of Beaver. It'll stay here. Here's a look at the replay. Beaver's last trip down.
Yeah, it was just excellent ball movement, and then banks were open today, I guess, Joey. And it's a Sunday, so I'm not used to that. But
now Toretta, struggling to get it in. She does find Oliver. 15 to shoot. Columna rescues it. Chanel Lee, jumper, rolls out. Now about 1.5, 2 second shot clock, game clock differential. But Lehigh Valley steals it. Now the shot clock's off, but they need to go in transition, get some momentum. Oliver jump stops, fouled. She'll shoot 2. With 21 3/10 of a second remaining.
Yesterday, when I was interviewing Coach Khalil, she said she wants her squad to average 25 points a quarter because she likes to score the 100 points a game. And I'm not sure if I'm a math major or not, but they are not near 25 here in the first quarter. But
No.
that's definitely something she's going to address, and she's got to be frustrated with.
Oliver with the opportunity to get 2 here. She gets the first. And there you get a look at Coach Khalil in her 9th season. All around fantastic coach. Even better human being. And a friendly roll on the second for Ja Oliver cuts the gap down to 11. Shot clock's off. Beaver can have the last possession unless the ball was to bounce the other direction. They'll go straight down and score the 2. That's Jada West, a freshman out of San Antonio, Texas. A lot of Texas recruits on this team. And now Lehigh Valley with the clock running down. Toretta will pop a deep 3. Comes up well short. Now Guzman, she does not want to launch one. And that's the end of the first quarter. Penn State Beaver 27, Penn State Lehigh Valley 14. We're going to take a quick break and have second quarter action right back after this.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
And welcome back inside the Kirby Sports Center. I'm Joey Draper alongside me, Tyler Carlbon. And on your screen right now are the Southern Lehigh High School cheerleaders. I want to give them a shout out. They are here in between quarters, and they'll have a halftime show as well, so stay tuned for that later on. And they do a phenomenal job at cheering on all the athletics there at Southern Lehigh High School, and now they're trying to get the crowd pumped up here between Penn State Beaver and Penn State Lehigh Valley. What needs to change for Coach Khalil's side in the second quarter, Tyler?
Turnovers. For me, it's definitely the turnovers and also the fouling. Fouling's got to stop. Penn State Beaver has scored so many points just off free throws and being able to get in that bonus early. And so that's definitely something she's got to address, and also just try not to be like, it feels like her team's just like tired, and that's because they're used to doing that five lineup change like every 2 minutes, and so it's definitely something she's got to address. As Penn State Beaver is getting 16 points from the paint alone. That's what I was talking about earlier with Aaliyah Crozier having to step up there in the paint because they were just getting outsized down low.
16 points in the paint for Penn State Beaver, 14 points total for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Yes,
that's a stat.
Yeah, Samantha Columna is having 8 of those for Penn State Lehigh Valley. So it's just got to get some scoring going all the way around, and that starts with keeping the ball in your hands and not turning it over.
Penn State Lehigh Valley did play yesterday. We had the coverage for that one. So did Beaver, but right now it looks as if Beaver, the quicker, the healthier, the more composed side. But that was just the first quarter. Now it's 0-0 in terms of the second quarter. Gianna Toretta wide open 3 off the mark. Those are good looks that they cannot afford to pass up being down 13.
Yeah, those are great looks, especially with Toretta. Toretta's a great three-point shooter, and I wouldn't be mad about that shot selection.
Jump ball, sends it to Beaver. Now in control of the point is Daniela Guzman. Now Allison Boykin works its way to Makita Logan, and now onto the inside. There's some more opportunities in the paint, but won't fall there. She finds her own miss and scores. That's Jada West. Give 2 more points in the paint to Penn State Beaver. Here comes Ja Oliver. Into the corner, Toretta. Columna for three. No. Christopher battles for the offensive board. She finds it but loses it down low. Jump ball, arrow will stay here.
They got to figure something out with the points in the paint. Penn State Lehigh Valley does. As we see our first 5-player change.
There it is. We saw it about 15, 20 times yesterday. This is the first time with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. So now out on the floor for Lehigh Valley, we've got Crozier, the Newman sisters, Raina Young, and checking in for the first time today, Alexis Sawyer. The referees want to discuss something. Not sure what.
I think the possession arrow possibly. But it looks to be staying here.
So Lehigh Valley will retain possession. It'll be Newman to inbound. That's Naya. And she throws it away.
One of those, another sloppy turnover there for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Coach Khalil's side are in uncharted waters right now. Here's Allison Boykin. No look pass. She throws it away too. And there, a look at Coach Khalil. I haven't ever seen her scratch her head before.
Yeah, she looks stressed. And I would be too in this situation.
Thrown in Newman. Raina Young's able to rescue it, but now she's in trouble. Coach Khalil has all of her timeouts. Doesn't use one. Here's Raina Young. She'll take a jumper. Tries to use the square. The bank's closed on this occasion. Nia Newman deep two. Doesn't fall either. And in control of the boards again is Beaver. Now a foul against Nia Newman. And here comes 5 subs again for Lehigh Valley. Checking in for the first time, Gabby Girasolo, Lyric Reyes. Kaya Mobley returns. She's been in before. Marta Dolberg's in, and so is Ja Oliver. Marta Dolberg, a freshman out of Stockholm, Sweden. Number 15 for Penn State Lehigh Valley. But for now, Beaver in control of it. Guzman looking for space, finding some, but then throwing it away. That time was Makita Logan. She threw it right to Ja Oliver, and now Oliver's off to the races this way.
That's exactly what we got to do, is take away that inside.
That was a good start. Here's Mobley for three. Rolls off. Just the unlucky bounce of the ball for Lehigh Valley in this first half, but Ja Oliver draws a foul going up, and she'll shoot 2.
I think Coach Khalil, Penn State Lehigh Valley, is starting to realize she needs fresher legs out on the floor in order to make this work. And so I think we're going to see a lot more of these 5-player set line changes, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. There's Ja Oliver, unsuccessful on the first. Gets 1 of 2. You're not going to be able to turn this 14-point deficit around in a blink of an eye. However, these turnovers can help. Here comes Ja Oliver. She's got options. She finds Girasolo, and she'll shoot 2 at the line. So now Lehigh Valley starting to get that confidence back defensively and turning it into quick break offense.
Yeah, Lehigh Valley on defensive side of the ball, what they need to do is basically slow them down to the point where they have to set up an offense, because I feel like that's where Lehigh Valley is doing their best work right now, is when Penn State Beaver has to slow down, set up, get everything organized, and then that's when the turnovers start to happen.
1 bucket at a time, 2 points at a time, or 3 points at a time is how you're going to get yourself back into this one. And then just to finish my point from a minute ago, you're not going to turn this deficit around quickly. It's just got to be, you get 1 bucket, get a stop, 1 bucket, get a stop.
Exactly, and it starts with the defense.
And it helps when you can make your free throws. Gabby Girasolo gets 1 of 2. So 1 by 1, Lehigh Valley is starting to get back into it. But we've only played 2:01 of the second quarter, so it does seem as if the clock is going by very slowly, which will be to the advantage of Lehigh Valley. But they need to start taking it. That's close to a walk, and it is a walk. Should have brought my stripes, because I'm doing a great job at officiating so far.
The momentum shift, you can definitely see it in the past minute, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the second quarter as far as Lehigh Valley is concerned, with the exception to the early bucket by Beaver. But now Toretta back on the court. She'll go herself, left it short. And Beaver are off to the races with Guzman. And she jump stops, attracts a triple team, a quadruple team, and she throws it away. Christopher then throws it right back. Bodies diving all over the court. Here's Raina Young for Lehigh Valley. Young looking for options. Now Toretta. Columna trying to find an entryway. She can't. Toretta begs for a screen, gets one. Now she has to lose her handle. Finding help, Raina Young. Columna drives baseline, fouled. And now if Beaver starts to give Penn State Lehigh Valley the bonus early in the second quarter, they're not there yet, but if they get there, that could be a positive sign of reinforcement for Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, I think Penn State Lehigh Valley needed that because I don't think they realized there was 3 seconds on the shot clock there before the play got stopped. So now they got 20 and they can reset a little bit here.
I didn't even realize there was 3 seconds on the shot clock. That's how quick this action's going. Raina Young, I saw that foul from here. She'll be shooting 2 at the line.
It's definitely a big jump from high school to college is the shot clock.
Yep.
Because that's when you have to add another timer into your head, and that's just another thing that could get into your head.
Absolutely. I'm very familiar with teams that like to hold it at about 30 seconds for the last shot of the first quarter, where the shot clock is 30 seconds here. That is well short on the first from Raina Young. Coach Khalil, sorry, Tyler.
No, this is just, I was just going to say, the free throws might come back to bite Lehigh Valley, as it feels like they're always missing the first one.
1 of 2 trip down. We're not even saying anything to jinx them right now.
No.
Beavers struggled in this second quarter to get down the court. They get down here, but they keep getting themselves in these double and triple teams, and there's another forced turnover. Yes. And Penn State Lehigh Valley's defense is starting to find momentum, starting to build that confidence back that we're used to seeing from them, but they need to start turning it into field goals at the other end, not 1 of 2 trips at the foul line.
Exactly.
Now to inbound for Lehigh Valley, it will be Gianna Toretta. She's looking for help. She only got 5 seconds. She does get it in. Christopher, Toretta, burst of pace down the court. Splits 2 defenders. What a move. Toretta, nice pass. Raina Young fouled. 2 more shots coming.
All right, now let's try to make both of these here.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Oh for 1 so far.
It's not going to help getting 1 point, 1 possession, 1 point, 1 possession.
They would need 11 more possessions of 1 points if they're going to get tied up. They would love field goals. That would make it a lot easier and quicker. Down the court now. Guzman sends it back over to Logan. Logan will try a deep 2. Air ball, Columna board, and here comes Lehigh Valley. Can they turn this into a field goal? They'll be looking. Here's Toretta. Christopher comes for the screen. They don't use it. Here's Raina Young, open 3. Down! Big 3 for Lehigh Valley.
You feel the momentum shifting in the gym the past 2 minutes.
Raina Young, she's been going 1 of 2 at the line, but she's nothing but net on that 3. That's a drive that turns into a post move and a 2 at the other end for Kira Baker. That's the first time that Beaver have been able to enter the paint without turning it over since the opening possession of this second quarter. And Lehigh Valley now on a little bit of a run, but Beaver are going to get the ball back via a travel violation. And here's a replay of Raina Young hitting the 3.
Yeah, Young just gets that 3, and not even thinking catch and shoot. That's all you got to do to get your team back within 10.
Now under 6 to go in this first half. It's Beaver by 10. Nowhere near the end of this game. There's a steal. The Newman sisters are back on the court, but Crozier couldn't handle it. And it's another Penn State Lehigh Valley turnover.
Yeah, just Can't force that because what she didn't realize is she had an open shot there.
Now looking for the baseball pass. She'll hold it, gets it to Guzman. You always see that wind up and just think, where's it going to go? There's O'Hara working on the Newman sisters. Guzman kicks it. Logan can't hit. Rebound to Nia Newman. She's got her sister up ahead. She throws it away to O'Hara. These turnovers are plaguing Lehigh Valley, and now Kira Baker loses the handle. Great job by Crozier to get back. 5:18 and counting left in quarter number 2. It's action-packed. Now the Newman to Newman connection. Naya's got it. She looks for an entryway. Gets help from Ja Oliver. Naya back at top of the key, 8 to shoot. Naya drives, draws some contact. That was all ball, and last off of Nia Newman, Beaver takes possession.
That was a rough last 2 possessions there for Lehigh Valley. Felt like they weren't really sure what they were going to be doing, and they kind of just got thrown right into the fire, it felt like.
Now we're going to have our first timeout of the game with 4:56 to go in the second quarter. Lehigh Valley's up by 10. We did see a 5-for-5 substitution there briefly, but they headed right back to the bench because of the timeout. Looks as if Dolberg, Reyes, Girasolo, Mobley, and I believe Columna as well are going to be the 5 out there on the other end of this timeout. But we want to thank you for watching Penn State Lehigh Valley here on D11sports.com. And if you're interested in joining our team, contact your high school's athletic director to be a part of the team. They'll get you in contact with Al DiCarlo and Dave Micah, 2 great guys who have started this program.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to reach out to them.
Al's a little distracted right now with the Nittany Lion. He's over there having some fun talking to him. Maybe we can get Al to do some one-arm push-ups. Who knows?
I'd like to see it.
I hope he hears me. 4:56 to go in the first half. Penn State Beaver by 10. Guzman, what a pass that was. Breaking the press quickly. Now they'll slow it down. Aaliyah Booker, Kira Baker, foul, offensive foul.
And that's what I said earlier, is you want to get Penn State Beaver to set up. I know that you normally don't want that to happen, but in a situation like this, you want that to happen. You want that team to set up, so they have to slow down, because if they don't, when they start moving quick, that's when everything goes south.
Now for Lehigh Valley, Gabby Girasolo. 3-pointer Mobley, down, and Lehigh Valley within 7 now. And if the 3s start falling, Lehigh Valley can make this a close game again. For now, it's Logan, bats it around. Last off of Lehigh Valley, it'll stay here. But Coach Khalil, she's got that energy back. Here's a replay. Girasolo dishing it out.
Yeah, just excellent shot selection, because she saw the defender slide over on her, kicked it over, and wide open 3 there for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Now the inbounds for Beaver. It's O'Hara. She's got Lyric Reyes on her. Look at the size differential there. O'Hara trying to use it to her advantage, but Lyric Reyes' quick hands force her to pick up her dribble. Now Guzman on the drive. She runs into Lyric Reyes again. Traveling violation. Or, nope, a 3-second violation in the lane. Either way, it's still a turnover, much to the pleasure of Coach Lori Khalil. And now 5 subs coming in for Lehigh Valley. Oliver, Chanel Lee, Raina Young, Crozier, Toretta.
And this is the right lineup I'd want in right now if I was Penn State Lehigh Valley.
They've gotten hot from 3 in this second quarter. They've forced silly turnovers out of Beaver in this second quarter. Can they get within 4 or 5 on this possession? We will find out. Here's Ja Oliver. She uses a Crozier screen. Now sets up Toretta for 3. That's short. That seemed a little forced.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It felt forced, felt like not the best shot you could have got in that situation.
Wasn't in rhythm that time from Gianna Toretta. So now they have to get back and defend with 3.5 left in the first half. And there's a loose ball. Baker came up while she was still down, and that's a walk.
As we see both coaches really getting into it. And Coach Khalil, she's like an extra defender out there the way she moves up and down that sideline.
Absolutely. And another timeout on the floor. So a 7-point lead for Beaver.
Now, what do you think Coach Khalil's saying to her squad in the huddle right now?
They need to have a good quality possession. They need to be smart. Don't force a three because you've worked your way back into the game where it's close and you don't necessarily need the threes again. So try to work your way inside and then attract a double team, and then you might be able to kick it out for an open three because you don't want to go inside the paint and then meet the arm of the height of Beaver, whether on the inside it's going to be O'Hara, or if it's going to be West, or if it's going to be any of their Kira Baker, any of their tall players. So if they can attract a double on the inside and kick it out for an open three, you can do that. Or if you're able to hit them quickly and get an easy layup, but it's just got to be an overall good quality possession.
Yeah, you just can't be sloppy here, and you want to finish strong going into the half. And right now they've been holding Penn State Beaver pretty much scoreless, it feels like, for the past couple minutes. And this is the time to do it, to get on the board.
I believe Beaver only has maybe 4 or 6 points in the second quarter, so a great job defensively from Lehigh Valley turning things around. Here's Rainey Young on the drive. That's a great bucket and a good possession, like I said they needed to have from Rainey Young and Lehigh Valley. And they are within 5 for the first time since the early moments of the first quarter, but that quickly turns back into 7 with the bucket there from Kira Baker.
At half, I'd try and find a game plan to take Kira Baker out of it. Just take her out of the game, try and get her out of the picture.
Toretta moves it around to Rainey Young. She's been busy in this second quarter. Three-pointers, foul shots, layups. She's done it all. What can Chanel Lee create here? Too strong off the window. Beaver take possession. She had a teammate open on the wing for 3, but she never saw her. Here's Daniela Guzman, a freshman out of Plainview, Texas. Works its way inside. Kira Baker, you talked about wanting to take her out of the game. Well, she's adding 2 more points. Lead back at 9 for Beaver. Gianna Toretta now. Forced inside to Crozier. She walked.
That timeout, that was just a couple seconds ago on the shot clock. On the game clock, excuse me. Really took the momentum and the air out of Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, they're starting to do the things they did in that first quarter. Turn it over, allow Baker to get comfortable in the paint. But here's Beaver trying to start something. Aaliyah Booker out of Atlanta, Georgia on the drive. Goes up wildly. That's an offensive foul. She went right in to Gianna Toretta.
And that's what Gianna Toretta does best, is taking those charges. As yesterday, she had 2 of them back to back, and she takes them very well and plays them off very well too.
Definitely. Now Toretta's running the point for Penn State Lehigh Valley. She uses a double screen, pulls up off the dribble drive, gets a friendly roll. Brilliant piece of play there from Gianna Toretta. Now what does Daniela Guzman have up against Rainey Young? Got to end the half strong defensively if you're Penn State Lehigh Valley. Here's Baker. She'll take a jumper, blocked. Sage Christopher got a piece of it. Here comes Toretta for Lehigh Valley. Ahead to Ja Oliver. She walked. Just got ahead of herself.
Penn State Lehigh Valley is always looking for that next pass when they get down into that situation. And Penn State Beaver is kind of catching on to it. So just take it up strong when you're down there like that and you see them just dropping back because the defender was underneath the hoop.
Here's a baseball pass, and she walked again. Everyone is coming up with a traveling violation, and O'Hara, she's off your screen right now, the inbounder for Beaver, feeling her shoulder there after inbounding that. She has all sorts of braces and bands all over her body, so maybe a earlier injury that's getting back to her there.
The way she's throwing the ball, it's probably Tommy John.
Possibly. Here we go with Nia Newman, and now Sam Columna. A minute to go on the game clock, 11 to shoot on the shot clock. Newman for 3, rolls off. They're fighting for the boards. Foul against Columna. The fouling has been taken down in this second quarter for Lehigh Valley, but you don't want to foul necessarily and give them an opportunity to get into the bonus. And that one nearly a steal from Columna. We'll inbound it on the side out now.
Good defense there by Penn State Lehigh Valley. The way it's gonna sound funny. It feels like I'm watching like a 5-on-4 offense versus defense football game. The way Penn State Beaver inbounds the ball, because there's always someone going deep. It's like they're running routes out here, and they have a whole game plan lined up.
Yeah, there's a whole playbook of plays. There's a near steal from Mobley, but Beaver retained possession. They need to get across the court. There's 10 seconds. The shot clock may reset and the shot clock may stop, but those 10 seconds do not stop on a second inbound. And it's caught up to him not once but twice in this first half. So Penn State Lehigh Valley will steal that possession away. Now they can go 2 for 1 if they go quickly. Oliver doesn't seem like she wants to, but maybe now she changed her mind. Throws up a wild one. It doesn't fall. Chanel Lee rolled off the rim. Look at Ja Oliver fighting to keep this possession. Shot clock reset to 20. Here's Gerasolo to Lee, finished off the square. Shot clock is off. Beaver can have the last possession. There's Ja Oliver disrupting it again.
This is a good second half. This is a good way for Penn State Lehigh Valley to go into the second half, excuse me there.
Here's Guzman, ahead of the pack to Logan. Going 2v1, she walked. And Lehigh Valley is going to get one more possession to try to get it to within 2 or 3. 11.8 remaining. They likely would take the last shot here. I don't think you want to give Beaver a chance to add on to the lead. Here's Ja Oliver. We're working at 7 seconds. At 6, 5. Oliver on the drive. Scoop, she's fouled, and she'll get 2 shots at the line, but with 3.3 to go, that could allow Beaver another look.
Yeah, I mean, you need to make, if you can make this a 1-possession game going into half, if I was Coach Khalil, I'd be happy with it, because they only gave up 8 points here in the second quarter, and I'd be ecstatic if my team could come back with 1 possession going into the second half.
To go from giving up 27 in the first quarter to holding them to 8 in the second, that's a big improvement, but Ja Oliver, misses the first, and it can only go as close as 4, as Penn State Lehigh Valley is going to keep the free throw lane empty. So even if she does miss this, which she won't, the clock should not have started. But that's the end anyway. 35-31 at the half. Penn State Beaver over Penn State Lehigh Valley. And coming onto your screen momentarily will be Coach Lori Khalil. The Southern Lehigh cheerleaders make their way across the court as well, as they'll be doing their routine. But a big improvement from quarter 1 to quarter 2 if you're Lehigh Valley. And here comes Al DiCarlo with Lori Khalil to discuss the first half. All right, Lori, down 4. I know this is uncharted waters for you, but just what changed from that first quarter to the second? You gave up 27 points in the first, only 8 in the second, so you've gotten better.
So I feel the first, I mean, it was a lot of stoppages. We were fouling way too many times. Stop the clock. We were at the double bonus. 5 minutes left in the game? Or five minutes left in the first? And then the second, it was reversed. That's got our momentum. We just need to get physical, play our game. We need to get physical more in the paint. We need to keep this a full court game because we're starting to get a little winded, right? So we got to keep the pedal to the metal, per se.
All right. Good luck in the second half. All right, and that was Coach Lori Khalil. She seems animated. She knows that momentum is shifting. What do you think she's going to go in, and what are her first words in the locker room?
Way to finish. I mean, that'd be mine. I mean, I know you don't want, I mean, yeah, you're down 4 right now going into half, but way to finish. I mean, simple as that. I mean, you held the defense, you held their offense to 8 points in the second quarter after giving up 27, and that's exactly what you want to do. And I think I'd highlight that and give them all a pat on the back.
Absolutely. For now, Penn State Beaver leads by 4 at the half. We will be back momentarily for the second half. And Rich Fatzinger, Athletic Director at Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Are you searching for a place where you belong? Where your fitness matters? Regardless of what shape you're in, St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Centers have a professional team that will help you meet or exceed your fitness goals. With locations throughout the region and nationally recognized fitness experts, you'll become a member of a supportive fitness community. We call it Extraordinary Fitness. Visit us online to start your free 7-day membership and let us help you thrive.
Hall of Fame pitcher Steve Carlton knows what it takes to exceed expectations. He knows what it means to be part of a team that rises above the competition. He knows a champion. Steve Carlton knows St. Luke's Orthopedic Care.
Welcome back inside the Kirby Sports Center. I'm Joey Draper, and joining me in the booth right now is Athletic Director at Penn State Lehigh Valley, Rich Fatzinger. Rich, I've known you since the beginning of school started and when we got our things started in the soccer season, and now we're into basketball. I know how much you love the sports at Penn State Lehigh Valley. So over the course of your tenure as Athletic Director for Penn State Lehigh Valley, how have the sports changed from when you first got there to where they are today?
Well, there's been a tremendous amount of growth. When I first got there, we had golf, cross country, and tennis. But we don't have cross country and we don't have tennis. We still have golf. But we added men's and women's basketball. We added men's and women's soccer. The women's soccer we've cut back on, probably going to make it a club. And then, of course, we have women's volleyball as well. So we went from 7 athletes when I first got there in 2010, and now we have about 80. So it's been quite a progression.
This basketball program, you know, men's and women's, the men's team has struggled a little bit the last couple of years, but they're on the way up. This women's team, however, under Coach Khalil has been a powerhouse. They've won the tournament a couple times. They've been runners-up a couple times. And so just how impressed have you been with the turnaround that Coach Ray Edwards has done for the men's and how the sustained success of Coach Khalil's women's team has been?
Sure. First with Ray, you know, Ray's a great recruiter. He brings in a lot of good quality student athletes, you know, but there has been a lot of transition. He's had a lot to deal with when the COVID came in, and we're kind of playing, we're not playing, we're all over the place trying to find somewhere. And he's starting to put together a program that, you know, will generate success. He's now 3-3, I think, in the conference, and or 2-4, whatever. But he's moving in the right direction. They won 2 games in a row. I watched them play last night. I was really impressed with how hard they played. They played. I wasn't as impressed back when we were at the Moravian game. I just felt the energy wasn't there. But it looks like now they realize that there's a sense of urgency on what's going on. And Coach Ray has done a great job to get the best out of his players.
And when you look at the way that this game is going, we know how good Penn State Beaver is, and Penn State Brandywine is good at their sports as well. But what has stood out to you about this Penn State Beaver team coming in here and what their talent looks like, and how the Penn State Lehigh Valley team has responded to it after being down double digits after the first quarter, but weathering the storm in the second quarter?
Well, the first thing to keep in mind is that you're seeing probably two of the premier programs for the women's conference. Both Beaver has a history. They've won nationals, they've won our conference, and they've given us tough times in the past. But very honestly, Lori has done a phenomenal job to get, number one, the amount of kids that she's brought in. They 14, 15 players. As you see, she subs them in groups, and they just play so incredibly hard. She's taken this program to the highest heights. Her personality is intense. Her teams are intense, and they play really hard for her. I thought today's game, actually, Beaver did to us what we normally do to them.
Yeah.
They sped the game up a whole lot. We started taking real quick shots. Sometimes a press is as effective after you beat it when you're rushing on the half court. I saw the second half, and what I just mentioned to Lori was once he gets over half court, set offense, run some offense, and then they started getting much better shots.
Yeah, and when you look at what D11 has done and getting involved with covering these basketball games, we're doing all your home games. How excited are you and were you when you found out that we'd be doing this, and what's it doing for your program? Because you've got a couple players that are international on the women's team, Marta Dolberg's from Sweden, so her family over in Sweden now has an opportunity to watch this. Nate Natumba on the men's side is from Canada, so the same thing with that. So what has this D11 sports team been able to do with being able to cover the games?
Well, we do have the limitation that we don't have our own court right now. This, I think, gives us the exposure beyond even have our own court. So kids that play from wherever can be seen now. And as you said, we have a lot of players who are not from the local area, so their parents, their friends, anyone can get to see them play. The other piece is that I think it gives our campus really positive advertising and exposure, which helps us when it comes to, hey, who wants to go to Penn State Lehigh Valley? Where is that? What do they do? They have sports. Wow, they get their sports broadcast. They have great coaches. They have great programs. So that's another way of getting people excited about coming to Penn State Lehigh Valley. And your company has enabled us to do that.
When you look at so far on the season for both the men's and women's team, how pleased are you with what you're seeing, and what are you looking for more of, or what has impressed you most about them?
Well, the trick, and I learned this the hard way, a lot of times winning early isn't necessarily the goal. The goal is to get playing your absolute best at the end. Goal number one, get into the playoffs. Be in a position that you're in a good position in playoffs, and then that's when you're peaking. So that second season, when you're going into the conference play, that's where you want to be getting in, and now we're playing at our best. Then play well there, and now go into the national level. So I think our teams are doing that. One of the things I'm impressed with both Lori and with the men's team is they're starting to make adjustments as they're seeing different kinds of teams.
You have been all over the Lehigh Valley for a very long time, head coach at Parkland for basketball. You shared a story with me about being in this gym when you played Whitehall many years ago, and now the athletic director at Penn State. So what changed, and how did you go from a head coach at the high school level to now a college athletic director?
Well, I actually retired from Parkland, and then 3 days later I got the job at Penn State. So it was a short retirement, but it's been great. I think now I'm in a position, I actually did go back and coach at Central Catholic a little bit too, but this is where I want to be. I'm really having a good time.
All right, Rich, I want to thank you for coming into the booth with me. It's been a pleasure to work with you.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, of course. We're going to flip the camera around now to Tyler Carlbon, who has some special visitors. Tyler? Tyler, hold on. Tyler.
I'm down here with Samantha Grimm, head coach of the Southern Lehigh cheering squad. How's it feel to perform here at the Penn State Lehigh Valley game?
It's great. I'm super excited to be here. This is our second year back here. Lori always brings us back. She's a great friend of mine. So we're super excited to be here and cheer on the Lehigh Valley Penn State girls and guys today.
Yeah, so it's the winter season, so competition season for you. And you said you already had a couple competitions. How'd they go for you?
Great. This is our first time in 9 years winning Colonial League champions. So that was a big win to bring home to Southern Lehigh. And we won our second competition, and we did have a few battles with injuries and stuff. So we're just working to make our team strong again and hope to make it to states this year.
That's a blow to me. I went to Wilson, so I guess that's news to me, knowing that the streak broke. But so tell me, what do you have in the future planned for you guys?
So we're definitely trying to build Southern Lehigh's cheer program up again. They've had some interesting last few years, so we're just trying to bring unity back and just teamwork and building everything up. I'm super excited. We have a great group of girls.
Now, how'd everything go in the fall with football season and all that?
Good. Southern Lehigh boys football had a really great season this year. So we cheered into November, which is pretty long for us. We had a great time. We have a huge varsity program, so it's been really fun. I love basketball, so we're getting into the basketball season, and my assistant coach has a son on Southern Lehigh basketball, so it's so great watching him too.
Thank you so much for your time, and good luck the rest of the year. Joey, back to you.
All right, Tyler, thank you very much, and we want to thank the Southern Lehigh School Athletic Director and everyone involved with making the cheerleaders come out today to give us halftime entertainment and media timeout entertainment. And I want to thank Rich Fatzinger for everything he does and speaking to me for a couple minutes here at halftime. I want to thank everyone involved with making the broadcast happen today. We're about 4 minutes away from getting the second half underway. We're going to send it to a commercial break and have second half action when we come back.
Concussions are serious. 3 million sport, recreation, and auto accident-related concussions happen each year. 20% of high school athletes who play contact sports will suffer a concussion during the season. St. Luke's is the region's leader in assessing, managing, and treating concussions in athletes and non-athletes of all ages. Our multi-specialty teams of experts collaborate to care for you using the latest treatment options. Don't play head games, take concussions seriously. Call St. Luke's to schedule an appointment with one of our concussion experts.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
Are you searching for a place where you belong? Where your fitness matters? Regardless of what shape you're in, St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Centers have a professional team that will help you meet or exceed your fitness goals. With locations throughout the region and nationally recognized fitness experts, you'll become a member of a supportive fitness community. We call it Extraordinary Fitness. Visit us online to start your free 7-day membership and let us help you thrive.
Welcome back inside the Kirby Sports Center. I am Joey Draper, and alongside of me today, Tyler Carlbon. 35-31 PSU Beaver over PSU LV currently as we await the start of the second half. Well, we talked about the adjustments that needed to be made as far as our opinions are concerned, but to start the second half, if you're from a Beaver standpoint, you went from scoring 27 points in the first quarter to 8 in the second half, or in the second quarter, excuse me. You weren't able to play your game. It wasn't flowing right. How do you make adjustments to Lehigh Valley's adjustments?
Well, I just got the stat sheet for the first half, and the first thing that I look at is the points in the paint. And Penn State Beaver has 24 points in the paint compared to 12 that Lehigh Valley has. So I just keep doing attacking the paint. I mean, you had 27 points in the first half, and it feels like 24 of those are from the paint. So I would just keep doing what you're doing and attacking the paint.
For Coach Khalil and Lehigh Valley, she said that they got a little bit better. They were starting to get back into their brand of basketball, and it was clicking a little bit more in the second quarter. How do they make that stand into the third quarter now that there's been a little halftime break and the momentum's kind of been killed? They have to go out and regain it.
Well, another thing that stuck out to me with them was they have 20 turnovers in the first half, 20 compared to Penn State Beaver's 6. So control the turnover, win the turnover battle here in the second half. And I feel like at any sport, if you win the turnover battle, you'll end up winning the game. So I feel like that's what they have to do here in the second half.
Definitely, and I think Penn State Lehigh Valley was held to only 20 turnovers in the game yesterday, and they had that in the first half today. So definitely a big thing we're highlighting on the stat sheet, and great job for you in pointing that out. We're about 15 seconds away from the third quarter starting here on the campus of Lafayette College.
My other place of employment.
And to inbound it right in front of us, Allison Boykin for Penn State Beaver. There's the horn. I think everyone's ready. It's a 4-point lead, for Beaver. It was at one point as big as 17. But we're back underway. Third quarter action. Allison Boykin will run the point for Beaver. Gets help now from Anissa Mata. Mata, we saw a lot of her in the first quarter, not so much in the second quarter. Boykin looks underneath. And the shot is thrown up. It won't go for Sijuan. And now Lehigh Valley off to the races. Ja Oliver. Oliver saves the possession. No, she doesn't. Stolen away. That was Segawise taking it away. And now at the other end, Boykin gives it up. And that's blocked. Sage Christopher, her second block, denying Kira Baker of an easy one, but that it's followed up. Segawiz on the follow. And there's a steal. Not a good start for Lehigh Valley. They've turned it over now twice.
Gave up points in the paint, and they turned it over twice. Two of the things I said not to do.
Exactly. I'm sure Coach Khalil said that as well, but they'll get the ball back as that one's wildly thrown away. 7th turnover for Beaver. Well, it took till the second quarter to see our first five in, 5 out sub for Lehigh Valley. It'll take 59 seconds for the first of the second half. Girasolo on the court, along with Sawyer. The Newman girls, only one. Nia Newman is in. Lyric Reyes, and into the corner now on the drive was Nia Newman. Now she kicks it out to Lyric Reyes. Fired in. Sawyer's got an easy one for 2. Or Crozier, excuse me, Aaliyah Crozier. They're moving so fast, I can't keep up with the numbers sometimes.
I was going to actually say this at halftime. I feel like Penn State Beaver needs to put one person in the middle when they're coming down the floor in transition, just so they have that like emergency release button there.
Would be a good idea. 7 to shoot. Not sure if Mata's aware of it. She's out pretty deep. 4, 3, 2. Newman steals it. Oh, what a move to get rid of Mata. Now Nia Newman goes inside, now backs it out. Girasolo's wide open if they can find her. Reyes does find her. Gabby Girasolo pops off the mark.
Good idea there by Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Here comes Beaver. They leave Boykin alone. Work it inside to Baker. She was fouled from behind by Crozier before Sawyer could get her hand on the ball. Five in, 5 out again. Ja Oliver returns to the side, along with Kaya Mobley, Gianna Toretta, Sam Columna, and Chanel Lee. Quickly thrown under and fouled. Columna commits it. 2 shots coming for Beavers, Allison Boykin.
They got lucky there. It could have been an N1 opportunity there, but you just got to start playing better paint defense.
And 2 team fouls on Lehigh Valley. In this early stages of the third quarter, you want to avoid foul trouble. In the first quarter, they allowed the bonus with still over 5.5 to go in the first quarter. You definitely don't want to do that again here. The first shot unsuccessful from Allison Boykin, as you see Beavers head coach having a conversation with Anissa Mata. It's a 1 of 2 trip down from the free throw line for Allison Boykin, and the lead is back at 5. Here's Chanel Lee right in front of us. Attracts the double, throws it away. Turnovers starting to plague Lehigh Valley again. They cleaned it up in the second quarter, but they're back to committing them. Here's an open jumper for Boykin, can't hit. The follow by Segawiz is good.
That's exactly for Penn State Lehigh Valley. What you don't want to do is pick up your dribble right past half court. It just turns into a big trap.
Oliver to Columna for 3. Timeout Penn State Lehigh Valley, and here's a replay.
Let's take a peek here. Columna wide open in the corner, and that's her shot. She makes those, feels like 50% of the time, so that was a good shot selection there.
Columna the hot hand from 3.
As she enters double digits tonight in points.
It's back to a 4-point game. Coach Khalil takes a 30-second timeout. Just to reiterate some directions, probably say stop fouling, stop the turnovers. We're getting back to what we did in the first quarter. Now, it's about getting a stop defensively if you're Lehigh Valley.
For how much Penn State Lehigh Valley has turned the ball over, only being down 4 is quite impressive. So they're getting lucky, it feels like, in this ball game, but they just got to take their luck to the offensive side and start scoring.
Absolutely. Well, here's a 3-on-1. This is very promising if you're a Beaver fan, and it finishes off with a 2-point bucket in the paint from Baker. Here comes Kaya Mobley. Ja Oliver now. 6-point deficit for Lehigh Valley. Gianna Toretta, 3. Too strong. The board to Beaver. Oliver's fighting in there. And a foul first before the tie-up. Third team foul on Lehigh Valley. We're only 3 minutes and 19 seconds into this third quarter.
Could have gone. I personally saw that more as a jump ball, but I mean, if you see the foul, I mean, I'm not the one wearing the stripes, all right? So I can't really say much.
Quick, go put him on. I think we all want a jump ball there, especially Coach Khalil. Here's Allison Boykin. Mata, she picked up her dribble, needed help, gets it. Guzman. Sejawiz. Baker, corner 3, Guzman rolls off. Baker fights for the offensive board, left the second shot short, follows it again for 2.
And more points in the paint. You got to take Baker out of the game somehow. So like double team her or something. Just have someone face guard her. Like you got to do something to take her out of the game. As here's another sloppy play.
But Lehigh Valley rescue the possession for now. Ja Oliver's got it on the far side. Now it's Chanel Lee. Rolls off. And here comes Beaver. Sejawiz back out to Mata.
Everything's slowing down all of a sudden.
Not used to seeing that, especially from these two. 5 to shoot. Are they aware? Boykin with Columna. 2, 1. They get it off in time, but left it short. But the battle for the offensive boards is there. A jump ball will give it to Lehigh Valley anyway. But very frustrating if you're a Lehigh Valley fan, coach, player, to not get that rebound cleanly and keep the possession arrow in your favor. Christopher will check in along with Naya Newman, Marta Dahlberg, Raina Young, and Lyric Reyes. So another 5 for 5 change.
Yeah, you got to put someone right here in the middle, but
Newman, look at the speed. And she gets the roll, so that was a good possession for Lehigh Valley. Quick, and they get a 2 from Naya Newman.
Quick, easy, and effective.
Exactly.
What you need in this moment.
Now Guzman to Boykin. Mata. Slow it down. Mata will throw up a floater. It doesn't go. Marta Dolberg the board. Now Sage Christopher. 2 centers in for Lehigh Valley. That's something to look at. Here's Lyric Reyes. Deep 2. Air ball. Dolberg. Follow. Good. Marta Dolberg, the freshman from Stockholm, Sweden, with a big 2.
Had to go international there for a second.
Now Beaver looking for a response. Baker going in against 2 centers. Blocked. Dolberg got a piece of it, along with Christopher, and it's Lehigh Valley ball. So the adjustment of Coach Khalil bringing in 2 centers paying dividends as you get another look at Marta Dolberg's finish.
Where was Dolberg at in the first half? They needed her in the first half big. This is huge then for her. And let's see how she does on defense here.
Naya Newman. Reyes ahead of the pack. Walked first. And now Coach Khalil's bringing 5 right back in. Nia Newman. Gabby Giracello. Crozier. Sawyer. Toretta. So now the 2 centers exit, and we're back to 1. Mata doubled. Guzman. Ball's moving quickly. Here's Boykin. Boykin goes left. Sends it inside to Baker. Crozier's all over her. Baker with the body and 1. Here's a second look.
Yeah, Crozier here just didn't have the right leverage and just got outplayed there. And I tell you what, if she set her feet there for a solid second, she could have got a charge, but instead they're going, Penn State Beavers going to the line to shoot.
I'm no coach, and with all due respect to Coach Lori Khalil, she does a fantastic job. Why take the 2 centers out? They were doing well, and I know she wants to keep them fresh and do 5 for 5, but the 2 centers forced a block and a turnover. They got points at the other end. Crozier comes in, and she's now in foul trouble. I believe that's her second or third.
Not that, but Dolberg, she's fresh. Like, she hasn't played that much in the first half, so she has plenty of energy.
Absolutely, but for now, it's Nia Newman. That shot went wildly. There's Alexis Sawyer fighting for the board and going up, draws the foul. She'll get 2 shots at the line. And you see Khalil talking to Crozier right now. She's off your screen. Now back into the picture, but sure, she's just finding a way to clean it up. You don't want to get your centers in foul trouble. Alexis Sawyer can't hit the first.
Especially in a game where all the other opponent's team's points are coming from the paint. So you need your centers to be playing at their top of their game right now.
Definitely. Beaver has not gone to the three-point line too often tonight. They've been content inside the paint, and I would be too if you look at the numbers they've got. As Alexis Sawyer on an empty trip from the foul line with 3.5 to go in the third quarter. That's not promising. Beaver work their way out of the press. Guzman, no one stops her but the rim. And now Juracello with the board for Lehigh Valley. Here she comes. Juracello going all the way. Juracello, the rim stops her too. Crozier battles for the board. She can't get it. And Beaver throw it away. Lehigh Valley missed an opportunity, but they'll get it back. And here comes 5 more changes. Columna's back in along with Lee and Mobley, Ja Oliver, Nia Newman. Here is Nia working on Boykin. Ja Oliver quickly to Chanel Lee. Foul line jumper, too strong. Rebound to Beaver.
And this feels to be Penn State Lehigh Valley's smaller lineup.
Smaller, quicker, but they aren't able to make it pay dividends yet. Sedgewiz drives in, and she'll go to the line for 2. Second foul on Kaya Mobley. Got to look at her there. 2 shots coming for Kira Sedgewiz Jr. out of Alberta, Canada.
Canada, man.
Oh, Canada.
You ever been to Canada?
Yeah, Niagara Falls. And
Man.
Toronto.
I never left the country. I barely leave the state, man. And I live right next to New Jersey.
I left the country the last game we had at Moravian. I left the country the next day after that. 1 of 2. Nope, 2 for 2 trip. That time down for Sedgewiz as she got the friendly roll in the second. Back up to an 8-point lead for Beaver. Lehigh Valley needs to start finding answers, and preferably quickly. Nia Newman getting dangerously close to the backcourt line, but she saves it and then throws it away. And the next line change for Lehigh Valley. Toretta's back in. Crozier's back in. Raina Young, Sage Christopher, Nia Newman. And back into the game for Beaver, the one and only Kira Baker. There's a steal off the inbound. Great job by Nia Newman to steal it, draw the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2. We saw a lot of steals off the inbounds in yesterday's contest for this Penn State Lehigh Valley team, but they get one here, and this could be a crucial turning point opportunity. Swirls out, and missed free throws have been huge today for Lehigh Valley. One of 2. Saw that a lot in the first half.
Yeah, we saw it almost every time in the first half. Someone went to the free throw line.
Still within 7, but they have a lot of work to do, but there is still a whole nother quarter as well. Great job by Beaver. They really have done well to break the press today. Sedgewiz, jump stop. Now Guzman backs it out.
Now, I'm not sure if Penn State Lehigh Valley's practiced it, but I'd switch to like a 1-3-1 full court press instead of man-to-man.
The man-to-man has not been the answer so far today. Here's Mata, a little floater, bounces out. Follow-up also bounces out. Crozier throws it ahead to Toretta, throws it ahead to Nia Newman. She can go in. She does. Layup, good, and 1. What a play, Nia Newman.
Big momentum shift here for Lehigh Valley as we take a look here. Newman just attacking the basket and strong left-handed layup there. She's going to the line to shoot one more. Put our team within 4, possibly.
Now, if that's an announcer's jinx, people are going to come after you, and there it is. So it stays at a 5-point deficit. Tyler spoke too soon. Beaver in control of the ball now.
My apologies to the Newman family.
Here comes Sedgwick. Oh, they backed off, but she shoots it long. Lehigh Valley can get within 1 possession with a bucket. Here comes Gianna Toretta. Double teamed. She needs help. Throws it away, but it bounces around, and Sedgwick is able to save it. Now driving on Nia Newman is Guzman, rolls off, Christopher the board. Lehigh Valley's defense is getting stops. 90 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here comes Rainey Young. Nia Newman again. Looks for support, gets it from Toretta, who had the turnover last trip down. Rainey Young, Crozier, it's bouncing everywhere, and another turnover from Gianna Toretta. Back-to-back trips.
Tough. Their defense is getting stops. They just got to start scoring. And when they do start scoring, it feels like that's when their defense stops. And you just can't catch a break, it feels like.
And I know that this game is up-tempo and it's fast-paced and everyone's going quickly, but it seems as if Lehigh Valley offensively are trying to do too much, too fast, and they're not just doing the basics. Big reason for their close to 30 turnovers here this afternoon. We're under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Lehigh Valley still within striking distance, but you can't back off, and that's a walk for Caitlin O'Hara. And another forced turnover and empty possession by the Lehigh Valley defense. Can their offense turn it into something?
They gotta. I think if you can get one, I mean, I know it's only 5 points, but if you can score here going at the end of this quarter, excuse me, it'd be a big momentum into the 4th.
Nia Newman's in a lot of trouble. Timeout. Penn State Lehigh Valley, good job by Coach Khalil, recognizing her point guard was in trouble and saving the possession, because each possession is starting to get even more important. Here on the campus of Lafayette College, we want to remind you, following the conclusion of this game, tip-off scheduled for 4 o'clock. We've got the men's version of PSU Beaver against Penn State Lehigh Valley. We had Lehigh Valley last night. They had a 77-73 win over Penn State Fayette, a very entertaining game. Ray Edwards' side on a 2-game winning streak coming into this one tonight. You excited for that one, Tyler?
Yeah, I just hope Penn State Lehigh Valley doesn't overlook Penn State Beaver, because I mean, I know the record's not there to show, but you can never overlook somebody.
Most definitely. Here comes Ja Oliver. Rejected by Mata. She'll save the possession briefly, and now everyone's diving down. We've got a foul on Sage Christopher. Beaver will retain the ball. Seven-second differential shot clock to game clock here in the later moments of the 3rd quarter.
As we have a stoppage in play.
Referee doesn't particularly like something to do with the scoreboard. Believe we're going to turn this into foul shots now, so bad news for Lehigh Valley. This is what they did in the 1st quarter, put Beaver in the bonus. And it's not just a 1-and-1, it's a 2-shot foul for Sedgwick and the opportunity to build the lead back to 7. Misses the first. And an 0 for 2 trip, so Lehigh Valley catches a break.
That's an announcer's jinx on you there, Joey. So take the pressure off of me.
We're even now, but if you want Lehigh Valley to win, that is not an announcer's jinx in their eyes. Lehigh Valley still 7-second differential, shot clock to game clock. They're going to try to use as much clock as possible. Rainey Young rejected. She'll keep it. Shot clock did not reset. Young, that's her spot for 3. Overshoots the runway. They can have the last shot now. Nia Newman, Crozier, Ja Oliver, 4, 3-2. Oliver went too far under. Crozier rolled off. Third quarter over. 48-43. Beaver on top. Well, Penn State Lehigh Valley had the opportunities there to close it to the gap to within 3 or 2 with a bucket. They could not, as the Southern Lehigh cheerleaders are back out on the court now, and we'll let you enjoy their mid-quarter entertainment.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
All right, and we are back at 48-43 lead for Penn State Beaver entering the fourth quarter. Tyler, it's been a question I've asked you a lot today, but how does Lehigh Valley get themselves back into this one and walk away with a win?
They just got to start balancing, it feels like, because what it feels like is like they start scoring, but then their defense doesn't step up. And then when their defense steps up, their offense doesn't step up. So they just need to find the balance of be good on both sides and start taking smart shots and, of course, trying to stop them, Penn State Beaver in the paint.
Definitely, and we'll get the third quarter stats momentarily. Al DiCarlo's flying in with those.
My status, I can't pronounce that word.
Statistician?
Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
It's a new job for Al DiCarlo, Tyler Carlvon's personal statistician.
Yeah, keep saying it for me, please.
It's a 5-point lead to start the fourth and final quarter. Penn State Lehigh Valley 9-2 on the year, unbeaten in conference play. Do they remain unbeaten, or does Beaver come in and hand them their first loss? We'll find out over the course of the next 10 minutes. Defensively, Lehigh Valley would love a stop to start this final quarter. But for now, Sedgewiz into Baker, backed out to Boykin. They go in again. Sage Christopher has really won the battle as far as she's been inside the paint going up against her opposite number. The ball's loose again. Christopher is there to save it. She'll set up Toretta, works its way to Columna. She thought about the three, doesn't take it, and they'll settle for something else with 15 to shoot on the shot clock. Gianna Toretta has had a couple turnover issues today. What does she have here? She sets up Columna. She thinks about it. Now she fires it off the top of the rim. Ball bounces high in the air. Controlled. Columna fights for it. It'll stay with Beaver.
Penn State Lehigh Valley shooting 15 of 51 in this ball game, and Penn State Beavers out shooting them 19-44. I mean, just taking smarter shots, it feels like.
Smarter shots and being able to knock down the open ones. Columna had 2 good looks, couldn't get him to fall. Now Beaver with Boykin. Mata. Guzman. Air ball on the 3. Mata saves it. Shot clock at 10. 9. Dangerous pass. Nia Newman almost steals it. Shot clock at 5. Boykin's got to be aware. Guzman as well. Thrown inside. Sedgewiz almost caught Lehigh Valley there. And on a possession that was kind of going anywhere, they almost got an easy layup out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State Beaver has 34 points in the paint. That's more than half their points. So honestly, you just got to start taking that away.
Toretta goes full steam ahead, trying to get past Boykin. Throws it inside, sets up Chanel Lee. It rolls in. They are within 3. Closest Lehigh Valley have been since the first quarter. Out of bounds to Lehigh Valley, and the defense is starting to wake up. And the opportunity to tie or get within 1 on this possession for Penn State Lehigh Valley. Toretta to inbound. Here's Columna. It's getting exciting. It's getting intense. These next 8 minutes and 19 seconds are going to be one to watch. Columna on the drive. Contact and 1! Sam Columna putting Lehigh Valley on her back and carrying them with the opportunity to tie at the line.
Attacking the baseline and just a strong finish, and she can go to the line now to tie this game up.
She just missed an open three on the last possession down. She did a phenomenal job driving and scoring the bucket, and now we are tied for the first time since I think it was 0-0, if I'm going to be honest. We are all tied. Now Penn State Beaver had a lead as big as 17 in the first quarter. There's a traveling violation. Lehigh Valley with the opportunity for their first lead of the game if they can score here, and Beaver wants a timeout.
This is a much needed timeout by Penn State Beaver, but you can see the momentum and the energy in the room has shifted over to Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Well, on that replay we showed of Columna driving to the bucket to score the N1 a minute ago, Coach Lori Khalil jumping up and down and screaming. She was feeling it there, and you mentioned it, the energy's back, and that's when this Penn State Lehigh Valley team thrives, is when the energy is there and the juice is flowing and everything's going according to plan.
Completely agree, and these last 8 minutes and 12 seconds are going to be one, yeah, well, you said it, like one for the ages, it feels like, because this game, it just feels like a playoff environment in here, and it's going to be good. And I think this is a good forecast for the future.
Now Beaver has struggled on the last two possessions. They've turned it over against this Penn State full court press. Now they have to defend and try to not allow the Lehigh Valley Lions to take their first lead of the game. Toretta. Gianna looks to drive. She'll get it over to Nia Newman. Newman back to Toretta. This is a three for the lead. Air ball. Rebound to Beaver, and they escape. Mata ahead of the pack. Sejawiz. Mata again. Directing traffic. Uses a screen. Toretta cuts it off, and now gets a steal. Here comes Lehigh Valley ahead of the pack. Chanel Lee, can they get back? The answer is no, but she can't finish either. And then Newman, Raina Young, and they score finally, and Lehigh Valley leads for the first time tonight.
Great transition offense there for the Lehigh Valley Lions.
Now the other way, Christopher is gonna get committed for the foul. Here's a replay.
Tough miss there by Chanel Lee, but Young just being patient and finding the right shot and getting it in and finally taking the lead here.
Now the opportunity to tie, though, for Guzman if she can go 2 for 2 at the line. For Beaver, a 0 on the scorebook so far in the fourth quarter. Does that change here? Nope. One more to come for Guzman. I see you looking at me, trying to tell me it's another announcer's jinx. I see you.
Well, let's hope it's not another one here.
Well, we've seen a lot of 1 of 2s today. We see an 0 for 2 there. Look at that. Well, Penn State Lehigh Valley fans will probably be happy with that. Not sure about Beaver fans. Either way, it's 50-48 Penn State Lehigh Valley. Here's Nia Newman to Toretta. It'll stay with Lehigh Valley. Lori Khalil's asking for a foul. She's not going to get one.
Telling our offense there, slow down. Let's milk a little bit of the clock and get a smart shot.
Now that you have the lead, you don't need to go full steam ahead anymore. Here's Christopher. Thrown into the corner. No one's near Nia Newman. That's going to be a long 2, and it's down. Nia Newman. But now, got to get back. Here comes Mata. She throws it up wildly. It won't go. Rebound to Guzman. Circled around. Sejawiz into Baker, and a travel. Lehigh Valley now up 4, gets the ball back.
Not a good shot selection there by Mata in transition. She had a wide open left-handed layup there, but that's when you just need to have the confidence to shoot that with your left hand. And she tried to get over to the right side, and it just led to a sloppy possession.
Newman tracks the double, finds Toretta. Backs it out, runs some clock. Gianna Toretta goes with her right. It's cut off. Nia Newman, wide open 3, down! And all of a sudden, Penn State Lehigh Valley is up by 7. But here comes Guzman to Baker, and that quiets the crowd. First bucket of the quarter for Penn State Beaver. Here comes Raina Young, though. Beaver will try to trap her. She'll get it to Toretta. Under 6 to play in what has been a very entertaining game. It looked as if Beaver might run away. Lehigh Valley has come and stormed back to now lead by 5. And the ball bounces out of bounds, but they'll retain it 11 to shoot. How impressed are you with Lehigh Valley's effort and the grit to come back into this one?
Very impressed because their defense has been excellent in the fourth quarter, holding Penn State Beaver to minimal amount of points, and they were able to capitalize and take the lead.
Now can they see it out for the next 5.5 minutes? This possession, the shot clock's already down to 5, and they're all the way at half court. Toretta, she needs to get one up. Columna, that'll count if it goes, and it's off the side, and that's a shot clock violation. And I just don't think they were aware that the shot clock was as low as it was. Now Nia Newman will exit, make way for her sister Naya. Baseball pass, here we go. And it's tracked down Sedgwick, but she's got Columna all over her, but she scores anyway.
It was good defense, very good defense.
Here comes Columna.
Just wasn't good enough to stop the 2.
Newman, Toretta feels the contact, draws the foul. 4th foul on West. Keep an eye on that. Here's Lehigh Valley. Nia Newman, 15 to shoot. The energy inside Kirby Sports Center is really on the edge of their seat. Columna will keep it here, 20 to shoot.
Lehigh Valley needs to get a smart shot here.
They've got a lot of time. But they go quick, and Christopher deadbolts it into the rim.
I don't think they realized the shot clock reset on that.
They didn't know that it was low last possession. They don't know that it reset here. Unfortunate 2 breaks. Now Beaver can tie with a 3 or get within 1 with a 2. 4.5 to go. Thrown inside, West at Christopher, threw it up wildly, it didn't go. Toretta in transition for Lehigh Valley. This is their game. Columna throws it up, layup won't go. The follow, Oliver. No, Chanel Lee, excuse me. Chanel Lee, and it's a 5-point lead. We'll get a replay.
Yeah, look here, just great job by Chanel Lee to grab the offensive board and just put it right back up and forces Penn State Beaver to call a timeout.
.422 to go. PSU Beaver led by as many as 17 in the first half. Lehigh Valley has come and stormed back to take a 7-point lead. Now it's at 5. An impressive job by everyone involved with Lehigh Valley to be able to come back, not let Beaver just take over. But now if you're Beaver, how do you respond? What is he drawing up on that clipboard right now?
It's something to, because obviously their outside shots are not hitting, it feels like, at all in this game, throughout the whole game. So you just got to get the shots that you are confident that your team can get, like guaranteed. Like it has a high percentage of going in. So if I was him, basically looking at this game, I'd try to get something in the paint or something quick, something where it's like a backdoor cut or something like that, just to get your team juices flowing, because you got to be able to get back into this, and it feels like all the momentum's on Penn State Lehigh Valley.
Sage Christopher has done a great job in the second half at keeping the paint quiet for Penn State Beaver. She has shut down West. She has shut down O'Hara. She has shut down Baker. But you've got to, I think, go back into the paint if you're Penn State Beaver.
Exactly. We got to see what they draw up here. First things first, they most likely break the press.
Well, O'Hara's feeling her shoulder. She's had 2 long court passes in this game. What is getting drawn up here? They'll go short. Now they got to work their way against the full court press. It'll be Guzman, the freshman. Here's Boykin. And there's a steal. Chanel Lee off to the races. They won't catch her. Penn State Lehigh Valley by 7.
Chanel Lee just read the eyes of the offense there, and easy interception.
Here's Boykin. West bumps into Christopher. Count that bucket and 1. Or is that a charge? It's a charge. Nope. It's a block. Referee confused me for a second.
Nah, I understand why.
Yeah,
I saw it too.
Very confused. So we'll count the bucket for Beaver, send West to the line to try to complete the three-point play. 3:55 to go.
We have rotations going around, it looks like.
New faces out there for Lehigh Valley. West. Completes the three-point play. Beaver within 4 now. 3:55 to go. Toretta.
Gotta get going here.
Here's Chanel Lee. She's been big in this fourth quarter. Toretta will hold. Precious seconds tick away in the minds of Beaver. Here's Ja Oliver. It's been a little quiet tonight. Can she get something here? Banks are open still. It's past 3:30, but the bank is still open, and Ja Oliver has built the lead back to 6.
As a clutch shot there by Ja Oliver trying to extend this lead.
Ja right on cue. And there's a near steal from Chanel Lee. She almost had a carbon copy of the last possession. But here is Sedgewiz going in, scoring. And Kira Sedgewiz cuts the deficit back down to 4. 2:55 to go. Oliver across the court. Now it finds its way to Lee. Toretta.
Janelle Oliver's limping. That's big for Penn State Lehigh Valley.
The adrenaline keeps her going. Toretta attracts the double. Someone's open. It's Oliver for 3. This is big. She leaves it short. Attempted save, and they do. Guzman, here she comes for Beaver. What does this possession have? A wild shot, but a foul on Aaliyah Crozier is going to send Guzman to the line for 2. Third on Aaliyah Crozier. 2 shots at the line coming for the freshman Daniela Guzman. So Chanel Lee exits, Kaya Mobley enters for Lehigh Valley.
Chanel Lee coming off the floor after taking a hard fall.
She has done a lot in this fourth quarter. Got a near steal, got a steal, and led that for a bucket. And the first free throw from Guzman's no good.
Penn State Beaver shooting 8 for 18, 47% from the free throw line as a team.
That is definitely something to keep an eye on as we get down in the later stretches. And there's an 0 for 2 trip from Guzman. So Lehigh Valley retains their 4-point advantage as we tick down to the near 2-minute mark. Mobley, wild pass, almost stolen. That's going to be last off of Beaver. Right in front of our monitors here is where they'll inbound it. That was a dangerous pass. We're going to have a discussion.
What do you think they're talking about?
I don't know. This is where we need to have them mic'd up. Wink, wink, hint, hint, nod, nod out to Carlo.
He took his earbuds out.
He's not listening. Well, anyway, whatever that conversation was about, it's now over. And now with 2:10 to go, Penn State Lehigh Valley back in control of the ball, 15 to shoot. And now Toretta rolls her way out. 7 to shoot. They've struggled with being aware of the shot clock. I think she just saw it. It's at 3. Toretta, Oliver, gotta heave it. Here it goes. Almost. Oh, Crozier couldn't get it to go. Columna, they kick it out. Toretta deep 2. Down!
Excellent offensive possession there by Penn State Lehigh Valley.
6-point Lehigh Valley lead. 90 seconds remain. Sedgewiz on the drive. fouled, and she'll shoot 2. Here's a replay of the last possession for Penn State. Everyone just rescuing the possession, and then
Toretta, nice shot to extend their lead.
2 shots here. These are big. This is the first. Free throws continue to plague Beaver in their attempted comeback. And the second bounces around and goes. Within 5 now, but they need a defensive stop. And at what point do you start to play the foul game?
Soon, like now.
Mobley attracts the double. It's nearly stolen. It is. Sedgwick has it stolen back. Columna. And now 2 Beaver players collide with each other and hit the deck. Columna just dribbling it around. It is stolen. Mata. Here we go. Under a minute left. Fasten your seatbelts. Here comes Beaver. Mata throws it up. Won't go. Crozier the board. Mobley now.
That's when you start wanting to foul.
Mobley will go. Mobley throws it up. Poked out. Lehigh Valley retains possession. Why is Beaver not fouling?
All credit, though, to Penn State Lehigh Valley at one point being down 15 and to claw their way back and actually be up 5 in the closing seconds of this game.
So now Toretta to inbound. Crozier, Toretta. Clock is ticking. Beaver's not fouling. This is interesting. Toretta, content with just running all this time off the clock. Goes inside, kicks it out. Mobley, got to put it up. It's not going to go. So Beaver escape without conceding anything. But now with just 21.7 to go, down by 5. Timeout, Penn State Beaver.
You really wanted that timeout. I'm not sure if you heard that, Joe.
Yeah, I did.
But that was just interesting. I don't know why you wouldn't start fouling there.
I don't
down
either.
5, but I guess now you have a big possession here. At least come away with something, I'd assume. You'd want something.
They could have started to foul up at like 43 seconds and really extend this game because Penn State Lehigh Valley has been very inconsistent from the free throw line tonight. So it's not like you're putting these 80 and 90% free throw shooters on the line. But for Lehigh Valley, they were able to escape without having to go to the line. Now they just have to defend for the next 21.7 seconds. Beaver's going to try to come up with something. Lehigh Valley going to try to have a counter punch. Defensively, Lehigh Valley shaky in the first quarter, but has been able to adjust little by little in the second quarter. It got even better in the third quarter, and in this fourth quarter it's been stellar. Let's see what Beaver's drawn up in this timeout. They're down by 5.
You just need something here.
Yep.
You need something, a big defensive stand, which actually, no, you need a foul there. I hope they miss their free throws and then you should start fouling earlier.
Here's a wide open 3, Guzman. Well, that changes things. Back to a 2-point game now, 18.6 to go. Ja Oliver, they still aren't fouling. Ball's tipped, it does work its way. Chanel Lee thrown ahead, Toretta. Timeout, Lehigh Valley, 11.8 to go.
I mean, personally, if I was Coach Khalil, I wouldn't have called that timeout.
Yeah.
Because they weren't fouling. They looked like they had no intention of fouling. And so just run the clock off.
The possession arrow's in your favor, so even if it gets tied up, it's still staying with you. This timeout now allows them to set you up defensively where you might get a 5-second count on the inbounds, which then gives Beaver the ball, or they are playing it everywhere, so you just try to throw it in and they get a steal that can go down and tie or win the game. So I agree, I do not like that timeout.
Exactly. I was literally just about to say that. That's the exact thing, but when in reality you could have just held the ball and then get fouled because like you didn't have to pass it anywhere. There's no shot clock. You could have just held it and go to the line. So now you just bump the risk up of turning it over here on the inbound.
Adding some unnecessary pressure. to the inbounder and the other 4 girls on the court.
Interesting coaching strategies in the last minute of this basketball game.
Yeah, very. Well, I mean, when you get that 3 from Guzman, it doesn't make it look like now at a 2-point game that not fouling earlier was as bad as it seemed. Because now, Lehigh Valley on the inbounds. Let's see what they can do. It's Oliver to inbound. She gets it in. Columna's in the corner, and now they do foul. And Coach Khalil's going to let the paint be empty. Set the other 4 girls up defensively. These free throws, Lehigh Valley, inconsistent the entire day. Lots of 1 of 2 trips. But we're not going to the line yet. Miscommunication. We're not in the bonus yet. So Beaver's going to have to defend another inbound, commit another foul, or get lucky with a steal off the inbound. Toretta, she's looking, throws it up top. Chanel Lee waits for the contact.
Now we go to the line to shoot.
Now we're going to the free throw line, and the whole spiel I just gave about how important these free throws are, wish I could just hit retweet. It is a 2-shot foul. First is nothing but net. 9.7 remaining.
You've got to make this one to basically sort of kind of seal the game.
She does. 4-point Lehigh Valley lead. Timeout Penn State. Now Beaver has to do it all again.
You need a 3.
Not necessarily. A quick 2, you foul, and depending on who you foul for Penn State Lehigh Valley, if it's one of the girls that has gone 1 of 2 today, can still buy yourself a 1-possession game. But yes, a 3 would be ideal.
It's going to be interesting. What are you thinking this time of what the Penn State Beaver coach is drawing up?
I honestly think he's just trying to draw something up that's going to get someone open. Whether it's an open 3 or an open 2, he'll take something to at least close the gap to a 1-possession game. Because if he tries to draw something up that's going to force a 3, if you miss the 3, the game's over. If you miss the 2, there's a better chance that you have all your players inside the paint already fighting for a rebound that you can get a second chance opportunity. So I think he's going to look more for a 2 unless the 3 is absolutely wide open here.
Agreed.
And for Penn State Lehigh Valley, the 5 girls that are out there right now have all done a phenomenal job in the second half. Ja Oliver's been quiet, but she's had timely buckets. Chanel Lee as well. Toretta's done a great job at handling the ball, and especially with the press. But 9.7 to go. Here we go. Mata into the corner. Guzman, this is what happened last time. Off the mark this time. Offensive board. Timeout Beaver. Is the clock going to stay the same? I have a feeling not.
Probably bump it up to like 2, 2.3. Let's see. I think they are making a change.
2.1.
2.1.
So now what you're doing is you're inbounding it, and you're looking for a 3 with contact, and you're hoping it goes in. You're drawing up something that's going to open up a 3-point shooter, and you're just going to hope that you get fouled, and you're going to hope that that 3-pointer goes in.
If I'm Coach Khalil, I'm just saying don't foul. Honestly, just I was going to say
I would just stand if I was them. Like, just stand out of the way.
I was going to say just let him shoot.
Because a 3-pointer, you still win the game even if it goes in. A 2, you obviously still win the game if it goes in. So
just don't foul.
Don't come anywhere near them, especially if they're behind that arc. So our clock says 1.7. That's unofficial. It's 2.1 on the clock inside the gymnasium here. Here they go inside. They're going to go for a quick 2. They do draw a foul. Everything we told them not to do has just happened. But there's only 0.2 of a second left.
Which
I don't see much happening in 0.2 of a second.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't think he can get a shot off in 0.2 of a second.
The only thing they say in like the NBA and stuff is you can get a tap in, But when you're missing a shot like that, now it's just about over. And Penn State Lehigh Valley going to come back from double digits down in the first half to keep their unbeaten conference record alive. 1 of 2 trip. But that is it. Penn State Lehigh Valley down as many as 15 in the first half. Finds a way in the next 3 quarters to win 65-62 over Penn State Beaver. They move to 10-2 overall. They stay unbeaten in conference play. They got it done somehow. How impressed were you?
I was very impressed. They were down 15 at one point, and they managed to claw their way out of it and then win by 3. That's a very impressive win, and I think this is going to carry a lot of momentum and boost the team's morale going into the long stretch of this season, but especially when the playoffs in the future, this is definitely going to help them.
I definitely agree. And Coach Khalil's on her way over here now. We'll get to talk to her. You can do the player. And Lori.
Yo, Maverick must be the lucky. Maverick must be the lucky person. Maverick's the lucky person.
All right, we're joined by Lori here. Coach, you were down as many as 15 in the first half. You battle your way back, had a lead as big as 7. You win by 3. How did you and your team get it done?
You know what? We went into halftime, and I looked in that locker room, and I said, you know, because we were down last year to them at halftime as well by 5. And I looked in this locker room this year, and I said, we got the dogs to get this done. And I feel like we just came out in the second. We knew Beaver was getting tired. Like, it's a lot for the big girls to bang inside and have to run up and down the court. I thought we did a really good job. Our point guards, Gianna, Ja, Nyla, they did a great job of controlling the tempo of the game. Sammy did a great job, and Raina, they did an excellent job controlling the tempo. And then our guys inside were banging. I mean, they were big girls. Nell and Martin, AC, and Sage, they did a really good job inside. So, no, I just feel like we controlled the tempo of the game really well. So I'm really proud of them.
You look at the mistakes you made in the first quarter, turning the ball over, all the fouls. That got cleaned up progressively as each quarter went on. So how did you reiterate to the girls that they just needed to stay composed, they needed to play your brand of basketball, because once you got your brand of basketball back out there, you guys looked like your old selves?
Yeah, I mean, we needed to settle in, right, because we're used to getting it and going and shooting quick. And our amazing athletic director, Rich Fatzinger, said at halftime, you got to control the tempo of the game. And it's about, okay, once you break in the full court, bring it back out, set of offense, get some ball movement, and that's what we did.
Coach Khalil, congratulations on the comeback victory.
You guys rock. Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler's going to talk to our player of the game, Sam Columna, right now.
Your coach says she has a bunch of dogs on her team, and you stepped up in moments when other teammates couldn't. How would you rate your performance today?
Well, it comes from my team. We all work together. If one's not doing good, the other one steps up. It's all a team effort. So Ja helps me, Nyla helps me, all the point guards. I just kind of feed off and I just finish for them. It's all because of them, and they get me the ball.
Now, these back-to-back days with games, what do you plan to do now in this break to get ready for your next game?
I'm going to recover. Ice my knees. I'm going to put my legs up. I'm going to rest, get massages. I'm just going to relax.
Great job today. Thank you for
so
your time.
much.
All right, that's Sam Columna, our player of the game. She had a ton of work to do on the inside and on the perimeter as well, as Penn State Lehigh Valley clawed back to get a 3-point win in the end. Tyler, back-to-back days of games with no rest in between. We could see the tired bodies out there, but in the end, Coach Khalil's side looked the more composed, and they get a well-deserved win.
Yeah, I think she did a great job coaching, getting back into this game. Obviously, as a coach, when you get your stat sheet at the end of the game, you're going to look at that turnovers. They had 33 turnovers, and they still came out on top. So I think that just goes to show the coaching and the heart that this team has in order to pull out a win like this.
Absolutely. Well, for Tyler Carlbon, I'm Joey Draper. That's the women's edition of Penn State Beaver against Penn State Lehigh Valley. Lehigh Valley wins at 65-62. The men's edition is coming up in 15 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll have that right after this.